Hey guys, what is up? Rafaela coming at you with another awesome Yu-Gi-Oh live stream, or just another awesome live stream. Today guys, we are going to be going through my Yu-Gi-Oh collection binder, which is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And if you guys have any questions along the way, I want to do a little bit of a Q&A for you guys here on the video as well. Now, all the cards you're going to see in here do span across 20-ish years of Yu-Gi-Oh! And hopefully you guys can see some cool cards that you might not have seen before, because we have a lot of weird stuff in my collection. And basically Kumi is over here with us up the back. You can't really see her, but she's over there just chilling. As we're going to go through the collection. So some of the cards I'm going to show you aren't in the binder, mostly because I ran out of space, but I'm going to be picking up some cool cards and talking about them. And as always guys, I do have the chat open next to me here on, right next to me on my computer, so if you guys would like to see that. So anyway guys, sorry about that, still using my horrible tripod. So anyway guys, if you would, let's get into the stream. So first off guys, taking a look, we have, I mean, the thing people see when they open up my binder is the sheer amount of Dark Magician Girls. Obviously guys, I like the Dark Magician Girl. She's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster. So first off guys, I'm not going to pull out every card, but some cool cards. So we have two of the replica Dark Magician Girls from the Premium Pack 4, which was the card that gave us the first printing of the Arcana Dark Magician. And yes, she does have the replica where her card ID should be, and that's because a lot of OCG Dark Magician Girls do have replica as opposed to her actual serial number, and some English Dark Magician Girls don't even have a serial number, which is pretty cool. I know these ones have the replica because a lot of early OCG cards that were based off promo cards have replicas just for them like that. We have some Rise of Destiny special editions, so we've got about, how many of those do we actually have? We have 5 of those, and then of course we have probably one of the most valuable cards in my entire Yu-Gi-Oh collection. She's not a first edition, but this is a Magician's Force Dark Magician Girl, so and she's in a really cool OCG Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician's Sleeve, which I only have one of. I want to get like 14 more to use it for my extra deck for Dark Magician. But yeah, this is easily one of the nicest cards. So good, love it. And of course underneath we have a Konako Tojo SP and a Kurumi Tokisaki SP, because why the hell not? So very cool. And of course, if you guys haven't seen my Dark Magician profile, you'll know that I do have Dark Magician Girl sleeves, so that match my playmat, which is really nice. So that's just the first page guys. So we move on to the second page, of course, and yeah, it continues. We got more Dark Magician Girls. So we got 3 gold rare Dark Magician Girls. They're all from Premium Gold. And believe it or not, guys, they actually, this is what I was telling you, these don't actually have any serial number. So some Dark Magician Girls have it, some don't. We got a bunch of commons. I don't really want to pick up the commons. But we also have a playset of the Magi Magician Girl. So Magi Magician Girl is a Japanese exclusive Xyz monster. Shonen Jump promo drawn by Kazuki Takahashi himself. So yes, does have his signature in the corner over here, which looks really nice. She does match, I believe her artwork does match Ebon Illusion Magician. It's either Ebon Illusion Magician or the Shonen or the Anniversary Dark Magician artwork. I think it's the Anniversary Dark Magician artwork, it matches more. So it was meant to be an alternate artwork for Dark Magician Girl, but Konami released it as a separate card. And because of her artwork, she will never be released in TCG. The effect is pretty useless, but the main reason I do play it in my Dark Magician deck for casual play, because I use it to go into Ebon Illusion, and it's pretty cool. It's basically the Dark Magician Girl XYZ monster. Up here, guys, we have 2 Collector 2005 Collector Tin Dark Magician Girls. Really cool. Secret rares. These are actually really hard to find, and I think these are some of the more valuable Dark Magician Girls. This was her first TCG alternate art, based on one of the structure decks, which I think this is the one that's based on, obviously. You can see that this isn't censored where the other one is. So this is from the second Yugi starter deck. I think it's because he had 2 They had 2 in OCG way before we did, so really nice. And then this card got reprinted as and this card's used to, apparently only, original only English printing was in the secret. Then I think in the legendary decks, you got this artwork as well, obviously censored. Then we have one of what I think is one of her best artworks, is the one from where she actually mirrors the Dark Magician. So that actually has 3 printings. We have the one from Yugi's Legendary Decks, where she's an Ultra. The one from Duelist Pack Battle City, where she's a Super, which we have 2 from the Super from Battle City, and 2 Ultra from Legendary Decks. And of course, we have this card's first English printing. I think she was first printed as a Super in OCG as well, from Duelist Pack Yugi. So that's really cool. Moving on, guys. Again, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We moved to my movie Dark Magician Girl page. So this is the Dark Magician Girl I have the single most amount of. I have 9 of them, because why not? And fun fact, this is the only English artwork for Dark Magician Girl where her breasts have not actually been censored. So this is actually what I would call a fair censorship for her. The pentagram, or the chest, the star that she wears on her chest over here on the jewel here between her breast, is actually removed. But apart from that, she's completely uncensored, which is, you know, a fair enough censorship for her. And I love the artwork on this. Nice love heart behind her. Gets rid of the Dark Magical Circle, because basically Konami basically said she's not part of the archetype anymore, when none of the Dark Magician cards actually work with her on the new stuff. And then we have the gold rare, which looks kind of shit. But, I mean, some gold rares look good, but I think it's US gold. Up here, guys, we have, of course, the 15th anniversary artwork for Dark Magician Girl. And if you've never seen this before, that's because, similar to Magic Magician Girl, this artwork will never be released in English in TCG, because he doesn't want his artwork censored. And I mean, yeah, you know, it's actually references one of the figures that she has, actually, or looks a lot like one of the figures she has, where she's basically riding her wand like a broomstick, kind of like a witch used to do, which is pretty cool. Of course, it's printed signed by Kazuki Takahashi as well, and it's just a really, really nice artwork for her. I love it. One of my favorite artworks for the Dark Magician Girl. Next up, we got some Dark Burning Attacks, because that's Dark Magician Girl's signature spell. I don't have any OCG ones, so she is censored here, unfortunately. Love to get some OCG ones. We have our 3 Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knights. I do have my extra one, secret rare here. So we have 2 secrets from Dragons of Legend 1, the common from the Legendary Dragon decks, the Ultra from Dragons of Legend Reloaded, and this is really cool. One of the only booster packs I've actually kept in a binder. I do have the premium pack 4 boosters somewhere, the one that was basically like the Dark Magician Girl stuff. But it's really nice to keep this, because the pack artwork was just Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, which is really nice. Moving on, we have, getting to the end of our Dark Magician Girl cards, we have, I need space for Eye of Timaeus. So this is just my ultra rare and my common Eye of Timaeus. Of course, I do play my 2 secret rares in my Dark Magician deck, which I'm going to be doing an update deck profile soon here on the channel. And then, of course, we have the Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl combined spell card, which is actually a lot easier to play than you think. And I am trying to work on the deck profile for this one for you guys as well, based around this card. So this card is called Dark Burning Magic, and we have a TCG printing from the Yugi's Legendary Decks 2 promo, and the also Legendary Decks 2. And then we have the 20th anniversary, is it? Sorry. It is from the Millennium Box, sorry, promo, which has the really cool Egyptian tablet foiling, which I wish we got. The OCG has the coolest rarities. I'm not sure if you can see it with my shitty phone camera, but the difference is, of course, she's uncensored in this artwork, and she's censored in this, and this is the only, I think, Dark Magician spell that features the starter deck Yugi artwork for the Dark Magician, so that's pretty cool. Next up, guys, we got 2 copies of 2 OCG Jump Apprentice Illusion Magicians, and yes, these were a lot cheaper in OCG than they were in TCG. Of course, she looks really nice. I believe she was censored a little bit. I think they may have reduced her breast size or anything like that, but I think they were a lot more careful with this artwork compared to the normal Dark Magician Girl. So they wouldn't have to censor as much and annoy a shit ton of people. We got Magician's Defense, Similarly, of course, it is censored because it is the TCG artwork. Hoping to get some OCG artwork of this. They censored Apple as well. This is great. I'll talk about it when we get to Apple. But you can still see their boobs, like you can get the line there, so it's not completely censored. Then we have, of course, another classic magical girl, who was originally technically part of the Dark Magician archetype, is now being, of course, completely shafted by both the Magician Girl archetype and the Dark Magician archetype, Magician's Valkyria. So she's a really cool spellcaster. So we got 2 jump promos. Really cool card from that Yugi played in the movie, and then Dark Magician Girl plays in her deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and was a staple in most Dark Magician Girl decks for a very long time. A 1600 attack, 1800 defense, level 4 was pretty good. Especially because, like, the highest level 4 attack spellcaster is Gemini Elf, I think, at level 4, and she's so Magician Valkyria is one of the highest defense. Moving on to more Magician Girls. So we got, this is basically all my Magician Girl collection, and what's really cool here, guys, is we do have some OCG Magician Girls. So basically that means they come with the Kyber Court foiling. It's a bit hard to see with my bad camera, but it is a really cool foil for these, which is really nice. So we got Berry, a ton of fucking TCG berries, because she was like the easiest Magician Girl to pull. We got Lemon in here, and we got, I think I have a gold lemon somewhere. I think she's behind, yeah, the gold rare lemon behind there. Next up we got Apple over here. We got her nice Kyber Corp foiling, which is, Kyber Corp foiling is such a cool foiling. And then her TCG foiling, of course, she has been censored. I would love if we got the Kyber Corp foiling in TCG for the Kyber collection. It would have been insane, and people would have spent a lot more money on it. Then we got Chocos, probably arguably the best of the Magician Girls, to be brutally honest. The most versatile and generic spellcasters. And then we've also got Kiwi. I've been over the Dark Magician Girl already. We've got Kyber Corp Kiwi, which is really cool. And some other Kiwis over there. Then we got my Fairy Tales. Now these are all super rares. We got Snow, Rella, Sleeper, and Luna. Really cool. Have these. Interestingly, all the Super Snow, Sleeper, and Rella, which is why they're down here, they're all from OTS packs. And Rella is the only Fairy Tale to have her super rare come in her actual booster rather than an OTS pack, which is pretty cool. And they are all spellcasters, which makes them synergize really well. Next up, guys, we got Dark Magician because he's a classic card. We got Starter Deck Yugi. The other one's in my binder, in my Dark Magician deck, sorry. And then we've got a Duelist Saga and the Collector Tin. We have a really cool OCG Dark Magician. Very nice here. We have its Battle City printing, same artwork. We have the Arcana Dark Magician, its first printing from the premium pack. Very cool. We have another version of it. Now, I'm not sure if this is real, but my friend bought me this back from Japan a few years back. I'm not sure if this is a legit rarity because it does have the same set number as this. So if this is a fake, I'm a bit upset, but I mean, it still looks really cool. So next up we have, we return to the Millennium artwork. So you're going to see a lot of the Millennium artwork, particularly with Blue Eyes, because it's the most common artwork for Blue Eyes. It's not the most common art for Dark Magician, thank fuck. They actually change it around quite a lot for Dark Magician, which is pretty cool. So we got we actually have this artwork in every major rarity except for Ghost and Gold. So we've got Common from Starter Deck. We've got Rare from Yugi's World Legendary Collection. We have Ultra from the first Legendary Collection, which is really cool. We have Secret from... What's the Secret from? Oh, no, so the Rare's from Duelist Pack Yugi, sorry, and the Secret is from Yugi's World. This artwork looks so nice in Secret Rare. And, of course, we have the Ultimate Rare from the Yugi Starter Deck, Structure Deck, Starter Deck Reloaded, which also the Carbon came with Blue Eyes. And that's pretty much the only reason why you buy those starter decks, I believe, is to get those in Ultra. And then we have the movie Dark Magician artwork. We have the movie Gold. And then we have the Japanese Anniversary Dark Magician, which looks amazing. Don't have an English one, unfortunately. And then we got a Mahad over here. Mahad's pretty cool. Next up, we've got some more Dark Magician related cards. We've got first off an OCG Magician of Dark Magician of Chaos from their 20th anniversary. So that's a really cool foiling that they've got going on here. Very, very nice. And behind it, I think I have a dedication. Yeah, it's only a common. Don't have any foil dedications. Love to get some eventually. We got a Premium Pack 1, I believe. Yeah, Premium Pack 1 Magician of Black Chaos. Very, very cool. We have an ultra rare Amulet Dragon. I do have a secret rare here from Dragons of Legend. Really, really nice. Do play it in my Dark Magician deck. And then, of course, Dark Paladin from the Yugi Duelist Pack. Very, very nice. I'd love to get a Magician's Force one day. Magician's Force is probably my favorite booster set of all time. We have an ultra rare Dark Magician of Chaos from Yugi's Legendary decks. We've got a Korean Ebon Illusion Magician, and then we've got an English one. Then we've got a from the booster Dark Illusion Ebon High, then the Tin Ebon High, and we have the Legendary Magician of Dark, which is really, really cool. We have a Duelist Pack Yugi Dark Magician of Chaos. We've got Dark Eradicator Warlock. We have the Premium Pack 1 Black Illusion Dark Magic Curtain. Horrible card. Don't know why you would play that. We have it from Premium Pack 4 as well, and then we have the Premium Pack 4 Thousand Knives, which is really cool. It also came with Magic Cylinder and Mystic Box, but I don't know where those are at the moment, unfortunately, guys. We have the Dark Magician of Chaos own spell card, Chaos Scepter Blast. 2 Dark Renewal Traps. These are the secrets. They're from the Legendary Dex 2 promos, I believe. And then we got Anniversary Artwork Buster Blader, who's really, really cool artwork for Buster Blader. Now we have Blue Eyes! Yay! So, I don't have space for it in the binder, mostly because I play them in my Blue Eyes deck. Which you guys can check out the profile here on my channel for my Shiny Dragon Turbo, and I want to thank you guys while we're at it for getting that video to almost 1,000 views. I have updated the deck profile, and I'll be doing an updated deck profile for it soon. But of course, we're going to start off with the starter deck Kaiba Blue Eyes. This was given to me by a friend, and it was really thrashed, but it still looks cool. And then of course we have the Anniversary Blue Eyes artwork, which is probably one of my favorite Blue Eyes artworks. Of course, you got the Kazuki Takahashi signature on it as well. Probably rivals I really want to get. I don't own. There's 2 Blue Eyes artworks I don't own. There's the one with Kaiba on it, which I want super badly because it looks super awesome. And I hope that they'll make a Yugi Dark Magician with Yugi on it one day, and a Red Eyes with Joey on it. But yeah, I don't have that, and there's one other Jump promo one I don't have. But then we've got the super rare from Star Structure Kaiba Duelist Pack, which was the first reprinting of the original artwork, so this had a lot of value. Now this is really cool, this Blue Eyes. I'm going to show you this one, because this is a first edition Legend of Blue Eyes. Now, I don't think these are worth too much money, but this is actually an Australian print, so that's the A001. I don't know if you can see it with my bad camera, but actually, guys, this is an Australian first. So yes, believe it or not, we did actually print our own cards here in Australia in the early days, or we had our own serial set codes as well. So that's really cool. So that's like from the first ever booster pack for Yu-Gi-Oh in TCG. So that card is ridiculously old, and that means a lot to me. So we've got a Blue Eyes White Dragon secret rare from BPT. I'm not sure off the top of my head what that's from, guys, unfortunately. Then we have the one from Structure Deck Kaiba Reloaded. Kaiba Evolution, sorry. So this is pretty old as well. Not first, but still pretty old. Then we move on to the most common Blue Eyes White Dragon artwork, the tablet one, which is in every rarity except well, it's in pretty much every rarity. I don't display common because why the hell would I display common for this artwork? Because you can see it in every other rarity. So we have the 2 ultras. It has 2 ultra rare printings. One's from the first Legendary Collection, and one's from the Blue Eyes structure deck, with the one with Maiden and Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. It has an ultimate rare printing from the starter deck, the Kaiba Reload starter deck, which is why you buy that. And then you have the gold rare here from Premium Gold 2. Then, of course, the main reason that this artwork is actually like famous, other than being so common, is it is the artwork used for the Ghost Gold Rare Blue Eyes White Dragon, and this is the only gold rare I actually own. A lot of people don't like gold rare, some people don't like ghost, but this actually makes it looks really good as a gold ghost. Because as a normal monster, you don't really notice the gold border too much. It actually blends in quite well, and the gold writing and the ghost rare falling on this looks insanely cool. It's a shame we don't have ghost rares anymore in TCG, but we still have some. Then we got some movie promo Blue Eyes, a Pot of Greed here because I didn't have any space for it. We have a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and one thing I wanted to show you, of course, because I run it in my Blue Eyes deck, is we have a Premium Pack 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So that's pretty cool. In my this is a Retro Pack. So Retro Pack Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So that's insanely old and insanely valuable, I believe. Unfortunately, I don't have the Secret Rare Blue Eyes Shiny Dragon. But, of course, if you've seen my profile for it, you'll know I have 2 movie Blue Eyes Shiny Dragons. And I do have a Secret Rare Blue Eyes Shiny Dragon as well over here, which is from the Legendary Kyber Collection. So, don't have a Premium Pack 1, but, I mean, I have a Premium Pack Ultimate Dragon, so that's better than nothing. We got a Gold Rare Neo, my Ultras in my Shiny Dragon deck. We have a Neo Chaos Max. We have the 2 printings for Malefic Blue Eyes, so one's from the movie pack and one is from the Kyber Duelist pack, which is pretty cool. Now we have some, we skip all the Blue Eyes support? Oh, I didn't put it in here. Okay. So we have, of course, I'll show you White Stone of Legend. This is from the Kyber Duelist pack, which is pretty cool. Moving on to another favorite archetype of mine, we got Harpies. So I got some really cool Harpy cards to show you guys. So first off, I do have Harpy's brother. He's obviously got his name got changed to Sky Scout. I picked this up the other week, guys, which is a uncensored Harpy Girl. So she's one of the only Harpy Lady cards in TCG to actually be uncensored. So that's pretty cool, considering that the Konami actually chose to keep the youngest Harpy monster uncensored. I think that's pretty funny. We have this here for Harpy Lady 1. So this is a dual terminal Harpy Lady 1. So I don't know if the dual terminal ones have any value. I'm pretty sure if I remember right, the dual terminal Dark Magician Girl is worth quite a bit of money, and I don't own one, which makes me a little bit sad. But over here, guys, we do have the 3 Joey's World super rare printings of each of the 3 Harpy Lady sisters. We have Rise of Destiny, so original 1st edition, I believe. Yeah, they're both 1st edition printings of Harpy Lady 2 and Harpy Lady 3. And we have an OCG. We have one OCG Harpy Lady 2. So she's my favorite of the 3 sisters. I don't know why. But yeah, it's surprising to me that she was actually censored, because she's completely covered. That one bit of shoulder skin there, but I guess if they're censoring all the Harpy Ladies, I guess they have to censor her as well. Bit of a shame that they did censor these, but makes sense, I guess. So next up we have, of course, the dragons. So we've got 2 ultra rare Harpy's Pet Dragons from Joey's World, which is pretty cool. And then we have, of course, from the Legendary Collection, the 15th anniversary, we have a Harpy's Pet Dragon with the Millennium foiling. I believe that's what it's called, which is ridiculously cool. And this is the one I do run in my Harpy deck, because I play Harpies casually and or at locals, and they don't care if I run this, because I mean, it's Harpy's Pet Dragon, everyone knows what it does. But I mean, why wouldn't I run this? The foiling is so cool. We have some Harpy's Pet Baby Dragons. We got Phantasmal. Then we move on to the Queen, the real Queen, the Harpy Queen, who is probably one of the main reasons why I actually built Harpies in the first place, because she's just so damn cute. And I hope one day I can get some OCG copies of her. We have all 3 rarity printings of the Harpy Queen from Rare, Ultra, and Ultimate. So they are ridiculously awesome. So that's cool. Love Harpy Queen. She's such a good card for Harpies as well. We got some channelers, of course. My other spare channelers are in my Harpy deck as well, but I want to show you guys the Ultimate Rare because she looks so cool and ulti. And in terms of censorship, she's one of the best censorships they've actually done. She doesn't look, her censorship actually looks pretty normal. So she looks a lot better uncensored, of course, but yeah, censored, she looks perfectly fine, which is something we can't always say about Harpies. We have the anime Harpy Lady card from Joey's World promo, which is Phoenix Formation, which was nerfed to high hell in the TCG, in the actual card game, because its anime effect is freaking busted. We got a Harpy Dancer. her one and only printing in Joey's World as an Ultra. We have a Feather Duster, not the cool version of Feather Duster, but it is from Battle Pack, the first Battle Pack, so it's pretty nice. Dancer's censorship is also okay, but she looks so much better uncensored. I don't have a Sisters in high enough rarity to warrant putting in the binder, unfortunately, but we do have Triangle Ecstasy Spark, which is their own card, which I've talked about a lot here on the channel, so... And if you guys want to see a Heartbeat deck profile, it is my most recent deck profile at the time that this video is being filmed, so you guys can go check that out. Now we have another archetype, which is kind of weird, which you guys may not have actually seen before if you're quite new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they started around the GX era. This is the Charmers. So this is a collection of monsters, spells, monsters and traps that I'm actually still working on, and as you can see, there are a lot of gaps here. They're taken up by other monsters just because they need the space. So first off, we have Heater the Fire Charmer. So this is meant to be her Cataclysmic Charmer. What here? But that's a secret rare Gaga Girl, first edition from Oracle of Chaos. Basically wanted her because she looks like basically Dark Magician Girl. For some reason, I put my Amazon's Princess here. This is where a monster called Foxfire is meant to go. Then we have the Retrain of Foxfire, which actually works in the Charmer deck. And then we have the Cataclysmic Charmer Trap. So some of you guys may have actually seen the Water one over here, played with Dynamist for a while. And I was testing the Wind one in Harpies, which is pretty cool. Next up we have Area, the Water Charmer. And she has a very famous familiar in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore. So if you're familiar with classic dual terminal lore, you'll know of a monster called... Gigabyte, I believe its name is, and it's Go Giga Gagaroo or whatever. It has a humongous story on its own. So that's her familiar, and that's where Gigabyte would go. So this is a Necros monster who looks a lot like Area, and because they're both dual terminal archetypes, I assume they have relations because Winder from the Gustos is actually Win, my favorite Charmer's older sister. So up here is where I believe, who goes? Oh, so this is where the Cataclysmic Charmer for her would go. And then Gigabyte goes here, then we have Gigabyte, then we have her trap. We have Orsia, the Earth Charmer here. We have her Familiar Possessed here, her Cataclysmic form here. This is where her Vanilla Charmer would go, but we have Clara and Russo here. Really cool, really cute Link monster that we still don't know what it does because you can only play it in main phase 2. We have I think her monster is called... Night Nefarious eating Nefariousness or whatever, and then you have the Retrain here, and you have her trap. Then we get to my favorite Charmer, Win. We have, of course, herself here, her Familiar Possessed, her Cataclysm would go here, but we have the Ritual-based Link because it has Wind and I believe Master, which are both actually related to Win. We have Petite Dragon, her Familiar. This was where, cue the meme, this is where the Retrain of Wind where this monster would go if it actually existed as a card, which it does not. We have Wind's Trap, which I was testing in Harpies for a while. It turns out to be a little slow because it does target. We have a Spiritual Beast Tamer Winder. I'm looking at getting the Gusto Winder because I love the design of that card, and she looks just like Win. It's not even funny. Next up, we have the one and only Boy Charmer, which is Dark. Then this is where I would put Familiar Possessed Dark, if I had one. But no one in Australia seems to have a Familiar Possessed Dark. Yay. We have his Familiar Metabat. I mean, I can find his fucking Metabat fucking card, which is from Legend of Blue Eyes, in a random card shop. But I can't find Familiar Possessed Dark that was in some set in GX. I can't even remember what set it was. But yeah. No, that doesn't make sense to me. We have his trap, Spiritual Art Greed, which is the only Charmer trap not to feature himself. Then we have the Light Charmer, which is Lena. And she's actually the most recent Charmer to actually get a card. So, believe it or not, this card was actually short printed in Maximum Crisis, but because everybody bought that for Ash, yeah, she's basically everywhere. Her Charmer Trap is actually insanely good. I am taking that in Trickstars, believe it or not. And it actually works really well. And once the new Trickstar support comes in, mostly Carabin, Magnolia, and Bloody Mary for us, I will definitely be doing a Trickstar deck profile for you guys. Because I do play a profile that's a bit different to what everyone else plays at the moment. We have some more cute little spellcaster cards. We've got Alchemic, we've got Alkeshic. I would play, what's the other one? Downed if I had her, but I don't. We got a Poly. This is from Fusion Forces. I did have a Duels Pack Yugi one, but I misplaced it when I moved house. We have a Super S set rotation, and we have Unpossessed, which is the Charmer Trap, which is really cool. And again, there's that retrain of Petite Dragon, which doesn't exist in the card. Thanks, Kudami. Next up, guys, we have my Ojamas. Now, this is all my spare Ojama stuff that I'm not running in my Chaz deck profile, which is basically the start of my Ojama ABC deck profile, or deck. But considering that everyone's playing that, I'm a little hesitant to not play it. So I have 3 spare Ojama Reds. So believe it or not, guys, I actually have spare Ojama Reds. I ended up having 4 at one point because this guy was a lot cheaper than Ojama Blue, but I can this guy's like 20 bucks now, but considering so many people are playing it, I can see this guy getting reprinted in the next OTS pack. It wouldn't surprise me because Blue was, it was said that Blue was so crucial to the deck, but no one even plays Blue in Ojama ABC, so I can definitely see Red being reprinted. The field spell probably won't get reprinted, but because it only has 1 printing. We got some Ojin Magics. We got Delta Hurricane, which I've talked about again every time I mention Triangle Ecstasy Spark, because Ojamas and the Harpies fight each other a lot, and because I love both archetypes, it's pretty cool for me. We got Ojin Muscle. Then we have Ultimate Rare Ojama King, because Ojama King. We have some ABC stuff. We have Secret Rare and Super Rare B, Secret Rare and Super Rare C, Secret Rare ABC. I have an Alt Super as well. I basically pulled an entire ABC set from my Kyber box, which of course you can check out an opening for. It's either in the one I uploaded or the one I didn't, but this time I filmed this video. But didn't pull an A. We got some Union Hangers. We got Ojama Trio and too many Ojama Duos that you don't even want to know about. I mean, this is a cool short print card, and that's why I like collecting it. So now we have some other random jank that's still really cool. So we have the Lightsword Link. I don't know where my Minerva went. I had a Minerva at one point. We've got Black Rose Moonlight. I'm not sure if I've shown you guys this on the channel before. I know I show a lot of people this, but this is a really cool Black Rose Dragon. It is from the Advent Calendar, German Advent Calendar. We are getting an Advent Calendar in TCG later in the year, so that's pretty cool. I believe you get a card a day. There won't be too much value in it. We have an Injection Fairy Lily. We have Trickstar Narcissus, Trickstar Black Catbat. Catbat's in here because she is my favorite Trickstar, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't play Trickstars. And she's so underappreciated. We have Stratos because Stratos. Don't really need to explain that there. This I was holding for someone, still needs to pick it up, but Cross Dimensional Duel is really cool, because I love Crowler. He's one of my favorite characters from GX. I feel like he was completely shafted when Arc 5, everyone was using Ancient Gears when they were his archetype, but this card actually has Jaden and Crowler on it, and basically recreates technically the first or last episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is pretty cool, which has Crowler and Jaden taking each other on. So that's a really cool homage. I love it when they do cards like that. We have the start of the Archfane Chess board characters, monsters. The deck's that kind of shit, but it's really cool. These monsters look great. So we have 1 queen, another queen, some 2 rooks, 1 knight, and 2 pawns. So that's really cool. Moving on, we have some more cool cards. We have 3 members of the Dark Scorpions. We have Mina, we have Gong, and we have Chick. We have Magicians Unite, because this is such a cool card. We have 2 super rare Secret Villages Spellcasters, and then a common. These aren't first editions because Crossroads of Chaos first edition, I believe, was only in Sneak Peek. We got Max C, and we got a random Shadowverse card here because we can. Next up, guys, we have some more random cards. We got Double Summon. We got some really cool, cute cat cards I found when I was looking for Charmer stuff. Mostly to try and make a cat deck based around Mannequin Cat. This is actually a legit Mannequin Cat. So this is another card that's a OCG exclusive that we don't have in the TCG yet. I don't know when we're going to be actually getting this card, but it's such a cute card. And I do run it in my Amazoness deck for casual play because they can't play Amazons competitively, obviously. We got the Dark Sage because it didn't have space on the Dark Magician page. We got the new Insect Queen because, I mean, she's an anime, she's a famous anime card, so that's pretty cool. We got some random traps here. We got 2 Mirror Forces. This is stuff for my Harpies, basically, that didn't make it in. And we got a Orpha Scorpio there for some reason. Moving on, guys, we got Moon Mirror Shield, we got Stardust Dragon, another, this random World Chalice monster, mostly because she's a spellcaster and she's cute. Oh, we got some Metaphor stuff behind, it's not really relevant. We've got a Spellbook of Knowledge here, spare one. We have a Duelist Pack Chaz, Arm Dragon level 7, which I would run in my Arm Dragon Catapult Cannon deck if I didn't have a Secret Rare Arm Dragon level 7. If I had an Arm Dragon level 10, it would go here. Unfortunately, I do not have one, which makes me a little sad. We've got a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, a Diamond Direwolf, which is really cool. We've got Gear Frame, we've got some Shadow stuff, because I was dabbling in Shadow Magician Girls for a while, until Shadow Core became so expensive. So here we have basically some Toon cards. If you guys haven't checked out my Toon Magician Girl profile, you guys might want to check it out. Unfortunately, I did get let known of a ruling change for a lot of the earlier Toon monsters, particularly Toon Dark Magician Girl, which the deck was based around. They actually changed her card text where she first be special summoned from your hand, so you can't cheat her out from the deck like you used to be able to with Magician's Circle, and the whole deck was based around milling her with like Foolish Burial and then swinging into Chocolate Magician Girl. It kind of screwed the deck around, so in the end I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna build pure Toons again. So this is just some leftover stuff I have. So these are some OCG Toon Kingdoms. Thank goodness we have rare printings of Toon Kingdom now from Ancient Millennium. I do believe it has some value. It's like $10 for a rare. Was able to pick up my playset pretty quickly because I knew a lot of people that were buying it like crazy. My Blue Eyes Toon Dragon is from Battle City, I believe. It's yeah, Battle City. What's really cool here is my Goblin Attack Force is from Duelist League 7, so that's pretty cool. I don't know how much value that has, but it's still nice. We've got a Toon World here from Battle City, I believe. Yeah, it's not from Static Pegasus, unfortunately. We've got an Ancient Gear Golem. He's really cool. We got some Gemini Elves. This Gemini Elf, of course, is from Duelist League 6, so very, very nice. We got some Gold Rare Toon Tables. We've got a playset of those, because I bought into Gold Series 4. There's only one here. The other 2 are in my deck, and I'll be replacing them. We have a first edition Secret Rare Mimicat. So I have at least one of the cards from Dragons of Legend 2 that is short printed. So really, really nice and secret. Again, guys, this is printed in rare as well in Ancient Millennium if you guys want it. Then, of course, we have, personally, my most precious Toon card is, of course, a Jump Promo Toon Dark Magician Girl. She was censored, yes, much like her non-Toon counterpart. And I would love to get an OCG copy of her, and of course her text got errated, which makes me cry. Next up we have some Amazon stuff. We have a Dragon Emperor Envoy of the End. We got some dualities because I love duality, pod duality. So we got some Amazon stuff here. So we got Amazoness Fighting Spirit. A lot of stuff I don't play in my Amazoness deck. If you guys haven't checked out my Amazoness profile, you actually can. It's up on the channel. It may literally be a little bit outdated at this point. But I'm going to try and do an updated profile for you guys very, very soon. Now we got some Red Eyes stuff. We have probably the most famous Red Eyes card, considering it's on most of the cards in the archetype, which is the Red Eyes Black Chick. Excuse me. So you may really remember this guy because he, most of the Red Eyes cards say, except Red Eyes Black Chick, and he's pretty cool. He's like Kyberman for Red Eyes. We have, I'll show you this card, because this card's really cool. This is the anniversary artwork for Red Eyes Black Dragon, which matches the Dark Magician Girl, the Blue Eyes, the Buster Blader, and the Summon Skull I'm about to show you. And that set also had, what else did it have in it? It had like a dog of some kind. It had a Jinzo. The Jinzo is not in here. I don't know where the Jinzo is. We have Malefic Red Eyes. It's one and only printing because there was never a Duelist Pack Joey. Basically, I think that's why they put Joey on the book cover art of the first legendary duelists and focus so much around him, and that's why I don't have a full Red Eyes deck, because Baby Dragon is ridiculously overpriced. We got Dark Dragon Ritual, we got Zombie Dragon. This is from Joey's World, this is not an original printing. We got Inferno Fire Blast. We got the Summon Skull retrain. This is the second Summon Skull retrain, I believe. He's getting a new one later in the year as well with a ritual version, which is pretty cool. That actually does count as Summon Skull, which is and I learned something interesting about Summon Skull the other week. Actually, he's based on a Magic the Gathering card called Lord of Pain or Lord Pain or something, which is pretty cool. And it's a demon, and I could actually play that in my Kalia deck if I wanted to, and that's pretty cool. We got Retro Dragon, of course. If you didn't know already, a lot of the Red Eyes cards are based on existing cards that Joey either has or has gone up against in his time, which I think is pretty cool. And of course, guys, if you want to learn more about Red Eyes, please check out my archetype analysis, which is up on the channel. We've got a Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. This is also a very unique card because it's one of the only cards that I know of that actually activates out of the deck. So it's from the Premium Pack 1, and it cannot be normal summoned to set and must be special summoned from your deck specifically by attributing a Black Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon equipped with Metal Morph from your field. And then your deck is then shuffled. So there's this weird ruling we learnt with Eternal Soul. Basically, if it gets shuffled back to deck, you don't lose your field because cards can't activate out of deck. This card obviously challenges that ruling. But yeah, it's one of the only cards I know of that can actually activate out of the deck. So that's pretty cool. Next up, we got Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragons. Really cool. We have a secret rare Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons. This is from Joey's World. It's a really cool story behind this particular card. I remember when I was buying, I had used to have more funds at my disposal, I'll say. I bought a Joey's World for memes because, of course, Legendary Collections were expensive and didn't necessarily warrant as much value as Kyber actually does for you guys today. But I remember I was playing Dragons, and this guy was a cool card. This was when this guy, I think this was after this guy got hit to 1. Yeah, it would have been after the guy. I remember when I actually played when this guy was at 3. He was insane. But yeah, I remember wanting to pull this specific card at the time and buying it, and because we used to get 5 packs for our Legendary Collections. I cracked this and pulled it first pack. I'm like, GG, I got my value back. Next up, we have a starter deck Joey Red Eyes Black Dragon. So that's really cool, and it's the original artwork too, which makes it the best. We have an ultra rare cards of the Redstone, the original Legendary Collection Red Eyes Black Dragon, which I think this became, or still is, the most common Red Eyes artwork. It may have changed considering they reprinted the original artwork in the Legendary Duel set as a common. Anyway, moving on, we have the one and only printing of the Meteor Black Dragon retrain. We have another one of my favorite cards to talk about, which is the Summon Skull. Now, Summon Skull is a very iconic monster. Now, Summon Skull is something I want to talk about because I love Summon Skull. He and I go back a long way. Like was mentioned just briefly, he is based on a Magic the Gathering card. And I think that's pretty cool because I play Magic as well, and having this, and what cards he's based on is actually playable in my main deck, which is Kalia of the Vast. And I'm gonna try and do a profile for that when I can. But Summon Skull is actually one of Yugi's key monsters in the first season and a half of Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, he clearly gets replaced by the Dark Magician Girl because they're both level 6. They're both dark, and they have obviously she has 500 less attack points than Summon Skull does. But she has 500 more defense points than Summon Skull does. So it's kind of obvious that she is replaced by him because once she appears in the deck in Master of Magicians, I think part 2 or 3, that was part 3, I believe, she shows up in. Yeah, he's just Summon Skull no longer exists in Yugi's deck. So this is actually the artwork. I think this may have been released in OCG as an artwork way before TCG, because I remember seeing this artwork for the first time. I was like, oh, this is the fake artwork of Summon Skull, because this was the one that used to appear on the fake card called Demon Skull. And this card's, I believe this is the only printing of the rarity of this card, unless it was reprinted in Millennium Pack, I believe, or Rivals of the Pharaoh, maybe Millennium Pack. But I love this artwork. And he has one of the coolest flavor texts of all of Yugi's cards. Like, sorry, I can't read it through my camera. A fiend with dark powers for confusing the enemy among the fiend-type monsters. This monster boasts considerable force. And you know this card's really old because not only is it from Duels Back Yugi, but it's actually before they added the additional text that says Summon Skull is treated as an archfiend. So that's really cool. Next up, we have Red Eye Slash Dragon, which is one of the only cards from Ancient Millennium, not Ancient Millennium, sorry, Legendary Duels I actually own. I do own the Kunai with Chain Retrain as well, but I don't own a Baby and I don't own a Gearfried, so I go cry because you need them both in the Red Eyes deck. Then we have a Secret Rare Black Sword from Dragons of Legend 2 because it's pretty good. It's a cool card. And you can play, I would play it in my Red Eyes deck because it's actually a Red Eyes card, which makes me a little upset that there is no Blue Eyes card for Critias. I mean, Tyrant Wing, he basically kind of equips, Tyrant Wing's a different card, he equips it to his Blue Eyes and he uses that Blue Eyes with Tyrant Wing to make Tyrant Wing Dragon, so technically it's with Blue Eyes, but not really. So this stuff is a little more janky. So this is my Trap Tricks kind of support stuff I was working on. So we got Marie of the Trees, a Glow Up Bulb, Gold Rare, and Hanishiro Beast Gold Rare. Now I know there are cheaper versions of them, but because most of the Trap Tricks cards are printed in gold, I said fuck it, let's make the deck Gold Rare for memes. And while we're here, let's go take a look at some Gold Rare Trap Tricks. I mean, we've got Atrax, we've got Nepethys, we've got their own trap, Nightmare, because it's Trap Hole archetype. We have Dionia, we have Murmelo, we have a Japanese Gold Rare Murmelo. So this is another card that was given to me when someone I know went overseas and brought this back. I'm like, oh, this is cool. The Trap Tricks are cool. I'll build it. So yeah, I took I've got to say the OCG Ghost Rares look ridiculously cool. So yeah, wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't have been as interested in the Trap Tricks, but I'll definitely tell you guys that Mantis is the reason why I actually built the Trap Tricks deck, because no, okay, so she has Twin Tails. Yeah, I know she's not she's not a human. She's a trap, that's the point. But she's probably the cutest, in my opinion, of all the Trap Tricks monsters. And then we have a boss monster, of course, which is Rafflesia. And there are Rafflesia sleeves. These, they're not in Rafflesia sleeves, but I would love to get Rafflesia sleeves for my Trap Tricks deck when I finish it. So now we have some more cool rares. Another cool rare from Ancient Millennium Ultra, which is the Cocoon of Evolution Retrain, which I would have with the Insect Queen, but again, I just was putting things in. We have Ancient Fairy Dragon from Kaiba Collection, because this is going in my ABC deck if I end up building it. We got some more cards, some cards I'm actually probably going to try and move. We got Secret Rare Terraforming, we got 2 Secret Rare card Demise, we got a Soul Charge. So this is a super rare from, this is actually from Dragons of Legend, and it's a first printing. So this is the original print of Soul Charge. Obviously, wasn't actually nerfed for the actual game. It's actually completely, pretty much 100% translated from the anime. The only difference is in the anime, Raphael plays 500 life points for each card he summons, but they have, as opposed to 1,000, but they start off with 4,000, we start off with 8k, so we pay a k. So it's basically exactly the same card, which is pretty cool. It's one of the only anime cards that I, like, one of the key, game-changing anime cards that I know of, that actually didn't get changed. We have Chlorophymus Secret Rare, which is for my Red Eyes deck. I've got some Twin Twisters. These aren't these Bosch ones? No, these are Mega Packs, so yeah. Obviously, these got Power Creep by Galaxy Cyclone, but Twisters are still somewhat relevant. We have a new field spell from Ancient Millennium, guys. I bought a lot of Ancient Millennium for my Armed Dragon deck, which I really shouldn't have. I just should have singled the whole thing, but there's a lot of cool cards in the Ancient Millennium set, and this is a really cool field spell for the Bandit Keep stuff. I kind of also wanted to pull the Barrel Dragons because they're really cool. So next up, guys, you've probably seen it. Lost Art Promo Monster Reborns. I have 2. Because different stores, obviously, you spend money at you can spend money at different stores and get them. Next up, we have a Now this is more Amazon stuff. So this is more of my angry side of Amazonas. So this is the super rare printing for OCG. This is from Collector Pack, which I ordered before I found out that these were getting printed as commons in Circuit Break. But this is not the highest rarity for this card. This has a collector rare, which I want, because I believe this card is so crucial for the Amazon deck. This is their boss monster, and in TCG she's printed as a common. So yeah, I have supers because I actually I have the English behind it. Yeah, She looks pretty cool as a super. Now, guys, we also have the OCG printing for Amazoness Princess, where she's actually an ultra rare. Now, of course, I'm not sure if Baby Tiger is an ultra rare in OCG. I haven't actually looked that up, but Princess is an ultra in OCG, and yes, it makes sense that Princess is the ultra rare because she is the searcher for the spells and traps of the deck. She searches you Call, and Call searches you out the other monsters. Again, guys, you can check out my Amazon's profile here up on the channel. It's rather old. I think it was the first deck profile I did on the channel. God, that's going back. But yeah, it's a cool deck profile. It has a lot of it's a very attack focused deck. Very offensive, not super defensive, but has some pretty cool combos you can pull off. We have an ultra rare, I'm not sure what's this from, SP1, I'm not sure what that's from. This isn't the valuable Chain Master. I know you guys saw a Chain Master in here, you probably thought it was the valuable one. Unfortunately it's not. She's still really cool. She does have her own retrain, which is Trainee, which is pretty cute. And then, yes, we have a super rare Amazoness Queen because I'm an idiot. And I wanted to finish my Amazoness deck as quickly as possible, so I bought super rares. I have two, and then she got reprinted as a common. So every time I see someone open up an OTS 6 in my face and I see this card, I get a little hurt inside because these were really expensive. They were like 20 bucks each for supers. So we got some more generic junk over here. Spellbook of Wisdom is a cool card. Now we have some villain related anime cards. So first off, we got some Gravekeeper cards, and then we have, of course, brought back from a friend, an OCG Gravekeeper Chief. I know we don't play Gravekeeper Chief anymore, but he was the guy who replayed the Gravekeepers. I know people say it's Merrick's deck, but let's be honest, Merrick didn't play any Gravekeeper monsters. He was a Gravekeeper, but this guy played the Gravekeeper deck. And it's another deck I wanted to dabble in a while back, but it just wasn't really worth it. The whole deck is based around the gimmick of Necro Valley, and this Necro Valley is from Yugi's World, so this is a pretty old errata, and this card keeps getting errated because the graveyard keeps changing. But it's really nice to have a OCG, to have a Gravekeeper Chief, so. And we got Gravekeeper Steel as well. Love to get Royal Tribute because it's absolutely meme that something like that Gravekeepers actually have a card on the limited forbidden list because it's insanely good. If you guys haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend checking out some of the Gravekeeper cards because they're absolutely troll. They rival the Toon cards with their trollness. Like the gimmick of Gravekeepers is like you can't use your graveyard, but all my spells can actually are unaffected by Necro Valley. So and they actually have their own Solemn Strike built into their archetype, which is insane, called Hidden Tombs of Necro Valley. So you guys might want to check that out because that's such a cool card. Next up, we have some Bakura support because, you know, Bakura is such a cool character. We have basically his ace monster in Season 5, my favorite season of Yu-Gi-Oh! We have the Deerbound Colonel, and yes, guys, Orgoth the Relentless, another really cool anime card. If you haven't seen the announcement, he is coming to us in the next Battles of Legends set, and he will definitely be going in this binder because that is Duke Devlin's ace monster, so I'll have two really cool anime characters ace monsters sitting next to each other. Of course, if we haven't, we're talking about Bakura, right? So we gotta talk about the Dark Sanctuary. The Dark Sanctuary, a very, very, very underrated card. So this is an anime card that was completely changed from its anime effect because its anime effect was basically it was a field spell that activated when Dark Necrosphere was destroyed. And then if this was destroyed, or Dark Necrosphere was destroyed, this is weird. But it basically protected his Destiny board, and it actually made Destiny board playable in the anime. And that's something they actually kept for the effect here. And then, of course, it had the spirit that went in the thing. They kept a lot of the themes of the anime card in the actual card. And this card is ridiculously underrated. Now, first off, it allows you to play your Spirit Message cards, summoned from your Destiny board, as monsters with 0 attack and 0 defense on your field. They can't be attacked, they're unaffected by card effects, and your opponent can attack you directly past them, as long as you don't have any other monsters. But here's the kicker that makes this card insanely good. So when your opponent declares an attack, you can flip a coin. If it's heads, you negate that monster's attack, and your opponent takes half that damage. Half that monster's attack as damage. Now, this effect is not once per turn, and you just have to flip a coin. And there is a card, which we have right here, called Second Coin Toss, that you can use with this card. So if you fail it once per turn, you can choose to reflip the coin. I mean, obviously you don't really want to play this card. And I actually thought of decks that you could play Dark Sanctuary in outside Destiny board. Of course, we have a Destiny board. It's only a common. There is like a secret rare Destiny board, I believe. But I was thinking of actually running Dark Sanctuary and Barrier Statues, because a lot of people run Silvery Calcos and Barrier Statues because it gives you like 1500 power and stuff like that to all your barriers. But why not play this? Because if you play Silvery Calcos, they can still actually attack and beat over your stuff, and chances are it'll go through. Whereas if you play Dark Sanctuary, you have a much higher chance of negating attacks, of actually surviving. So I think it's pretty troll. And then Pathfinder is a cool field spell searcher. Mostly Duel Links love, because they play it in this deck for Duel Links, which is pretty cool. Then we have some more random stuff. We have some more Red Eye stuff. So Darkness Metal Dragons. This is cool as well. So newer players probably have never seen cards like this before. So this is called a Hobby League promo. So these are still TCG legal to play these kinds of cards, I believe. So this is what we used to get as our promos that weren't OTS packs. So we used to get boosters of our choice, I believe. Oh, did we get boosters? I can't remember if we got boosters. This is going back a long time. But I remember they had random prize draws for these foil cards, for the Hobby League cards, which is pretty cool. There's some really cool cards. There's like Monster Reborn. There's Nobleman of Crossout, which used to be a really good card. It would banish one of your opponent's face-down defense position monsters, and if it was a flip effect monster, both players would banish all copies of that card. That was so good against cards like Morphing Jar. Manny the Bug was used. I think Magicians of Faith. I'm not sure if she was banned before that card came out. But a lot of flip effect monsters, people were actually scared of Nobleman of Crossout, because it's actually a really strong card. Next up, we got a Magician's Force set of XYZ Dragon Cannon. I mean, I love Magician's Force. Not only did it give us the Dark Magician Girl, it gave us Union monsters. It was the first set to feature the Amazonas monsters. So many cool cards. Like, the first legitimate spellcaster, like mono spellcaster support. Love. And we have these, of course. So they're really nice and super rare. They were printed, and these are actually these were the highest rarity printings for X, Y, and Z post Legendary Kyber collection, where they print as Ultras, which I'm going to try and get. I have X and Y in Ultra. I didn't pull Z, trying to get Z, and then of course V and W will also print as Ultras and run those in my deck. But until then, of course, I'm going to run the Supers. We also have XZ Tank Cannon Super. We have an Ultimate Rare, Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. I just happened to have this card because, I mean, I've never wanted to trade it because, again, it's Crowler stuff. We have this. Now, this is another meme card. It is an anime card, of course, used by Panic the Eliminator. Mostly, look at those stats, guys. It has 1380 attack and 1930 defense. This is a legitimate card, newer players, if you haven't seen this. This is Reaper of the Cards. You flip it and destroy trap cards or something. It is also a OCG card that was given to me by Japanese student I had staying with me a few years, about like 5-6 years ago. So really, really cool. We were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And he brought me over a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards as a gift. Really, really cool guy. Thank you. I kind of lost contact with him. We have some more anniversary pack stuff. We have a Summon Skull, and this is again based on his original design, based off that Magic the Gathering card. Now, this is another card that collectors pick out of my binder all the time. So this is a Tournament Pack 1 Axe Raider. Now, this isn't the super expensive one, because there's like 2 of them, I believe. But this card apparently is worth a bunch of money because it is a Tournament Pack card. So we have a Tournament Pack Axe Raider. I remember when I was young, I made a whole like custom deck based around like Axe Raider, Tiger Axe, because I was just bored. We have a starter deck, Joey Flame Swordsman, which is pretty cool. I had a a Legend of Blue Eyes super rare Flame Swordsman at one point. Don't know where it went. I think I was running it in Dark Magician extra deck for memes, because someone at my locals was playing the Earth True King, and I was gonna be like, okay, I'll throw you off by throwing in random cards in my extra deck for no reason, just for meme purposes. We have a Paladin of Dark Dragon. We have Summon Skull's first retrain, which is the Skull Archfiend of Lightning. So after this card, he was basically like, yeah, Summon Skull's an Archfiend. We have Felground Dragon, the original, the true Felground Dragon. So this guy, and I go back quite a bit as well. It's from the first structure deck I bought when I was majorly getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, he's pretty cool. And then, of course, guys, we have some jars. We have Morphing Jar Gold Rare, and we have the Cyber Jar. Now, the Cyber Jar is actually from SRL. I'm not sure, can't remember off the top of my head what set that is, but yeah, that is a very, very old Cyber Jar. So he's very, very cool. I remember Cyber Jar being freaking broken in some of the Game Boy Advance games I used to play. He's still, like, he's probably never going to come off the ban list. Morphing Jar at this stage in the game, I don't see coming off the ban list either, but he's still really cool. And finally, guys, we have some Light Sworn stuff. Don't know where my XYZ Minerva is, but we have the original Minerva. So yeah, she only actually has one printing. I love the original Minerva because, again, she's a spellcaster, she's a tuner, she's cute, and she searches you dragons. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Spellcaster and dragon synergy is great. It's a number of Light Sworns engraved, so you can't really like play her in Blue Eyes. Otherwise, you could go into like level 11 synchros with Blue Eyes. And then we have Felice, Cat Girl. Pretty sure Felice is a girl, really muscly girl, but Cat Girl, can't go wrong there. And then we have their continuous spell, Light Sworn Sanctuary, because it looks really cool. But anyway, guys, that is it for my collection binder at this stage. Hope you guys enjoyed me going through it. If you want to take a look at some of my other deck profiles, please feel free to do so on the channel. I am going to be doing an updated Dark Magician deck profile very, very soon, because a lot of you guys have been asking my friend Will the Reaper on his video where it was his Cosmos taking on my Dark Magician for him to do a profile on the Dark Magician deck. He keeps linking to my channel, so if you guys haven't already, please go check out his channel. He's got some really cool stuff on there. Some more duels. I only have one, which is my Harpies versus my Six Sams. But I'm trying to do a bunch of different content on my channel. But if you guys haven't already, go check out his channel, and I'll be doing the updated profile for Dark Magician soon. I plan to do a Trap Tricks deck profile soon once I get around to actually finishing the deck. Once I'm happy with my Toon deck profile, I'll be doing a Toon profile for you guys. My updated Blue Eyes profile, I'll be filming soon as well. I'm going to be... we're going to be making it look nice and pretty because of Legendary Kyber collection, so we're going to, you know, make it look pretty for you guys. And then we're going to be doing that deck profile for you guys. If you haven't already checked out Harpies, please feel free to do so. And anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to hopefully do some more comic stuff soon for you guys as well. And if you haven't already, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments below. And once again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys for my next live stream.